What was the difference between Roman plebeians and patricians? Imagine living in ancient Rome and being part of a society split into two very different worlds. One group held most of the power, wealth, and influence. The other was made up of everyday people trying to make a living. That's what the division between patricians and plebeians was all about. Patricians were the aristocrats of Rome. They were wealthy landowners who could trace their family lines back to the city's founding families. These families had been around 4 generations and held most of the political control. They were the only ones allowed to hold the highest government jobs like consul, censor, and dictator. Patricians also controlled important religious roles because people believed they had a special connection with the gods. Only patricians could perform sacred rites and take auspices, which were signs from the gods used to decide if something was safe or dangerous for Rome. Plebeians, on the other hand, were the common people. They included farmers, laborers, artisans, and small landowners. They made up the majority of Roman citizens but had very few rights at first. Plebeians couldn't hold the top government jobs or be priests in the most important religious colleges. Many of them worked on land owned by patricians or owned small farms themselves. Over time, they fought for more rights through a series of protests and political struggles called the conflict of the orders. Eventually, plebeians gained the right to hold some political offices and participate in religious groups, but patricians kept control of the most powerful positions and religious ceremonies. The difference between patricians and plebeians was mostly hereditary. You couldn't just become a patrician if you were born a plebeian, even if you became wealthy. Some patrician families lost their wealth, and some plebeian families rose in status. By the late Roman Republic, the lines between the two blurred a little, but patricians still held most of the political and religious power for a long time. In everyday life, this social hierarchy shaped how people interacted, who had the most influence and who could own land or hold office. Patricians used their wealth and religious authority to stay on top, while plebeians fought to gain more rights and a voice in government. This ongoing struggle was a big part of how Roman society changed over the centuries.